So let's see how fast I can create a neural network from scratch here in Python with NumPy. So first of all, here we're going to import NumPy as NP. So we're going to use NumPy. This is the only module that we're going to use. So first of all, here we need to define a sigmoid function. Here we're going to use Copilot, GitHub Copilot to actually write this code. So first of all, here we're going to create the sigmoid function because this is the activation function that we're going to do. And then we're going to define our neural network. So we have underscore neural network. Then we're going to take the inputs. So we have the inputs to our neural network, and then we also have the targets. So basically, we're just going to create like some kind of like classification problem where we can predict ORs, ANDs, XORs, and stuff like that. So here we can actually see we get up this suggestion here for Google Copilot of how we can actually train a neural network. So this is really cool. Like we could even like do this neural network here in 10 seconds by just writing these lines of code, and then it will just do this suggestion for you, and you have actually created a neural network. But we're not going to do that. We're going to specify the number of epochs that we want to use and also the learning rate. So we're going to code it from scratch here ourselves. So first of all, we need our first weights. So our weights from our input layer to our first hidden layer. And then we're going to use np.random. And then we're just going to take a random number between 2 and 4. So these are the number of neurons in our first hidden layer. And then we'll also have an output layer, which will be connected by our weights 2. So this will be 4 by 1. So we just have 2 inputs, and then we have a single output. And then we have 4 neurons here in our hidden layer here. So we have input layer, hidden layer, and then an output layer. So now we have our weights for our neural network. So now we can basically just go down and create our training loop. So we have 4 epoch in range epochs. Then we're just going to delete this one here. And then we have in range of our epochs. Then first of all, we need to have our first layer. So our layer 1 will be sigmoid, and then we basically just pass in the dot product of our inputs with our weights. So we're basically just multiplying our weights and our inputs. So here we're just going to shift. We have the dot product of our inputs and the weights, which will be the output of our layer 1. And then we just take the activation function of that. We're using the sigmoid activation function. So this is how we can use it for creating our first layer. We need to do the exact same thing for our output layer. So our output will be equal to sigmoid. And then we take the dot product of our layer 1 and also the weights 2. So these are basically just how we actually connect the layers with the weights. So how do we connect the neurons of our neural network with the weights? Then we can take the error. So now we have done the first forward pass. We take our inputs, pass it through the first layer. Then we take the first layer, pass it through like our output layer, and then we'll get the output of our neural network. And then we can actually calculate our error, which will be our targets minus our output. So this will be the targets that we get in here as an input argument, and then we have the output from our activation function after passing it through the second layer or like our output layer. And then we can actually go down and update our neural network. So first of all, we're going to update the weights in the second layer, which will be the error multiplied by the output multiplied by 1 minus the output. And then we'll actually need to do multiply this with 2 here as well. And the reason why we need to do multiply with 2 here is because we're going to use like the differential or like the derivative of the sigma function. So we need to multiply with 2 here for that. And we can also like create the derivative of our sigma function, but we're not going to do that. We can just multiply here with 2. And then we basically just multiply our error with 2, our output, and also here we have 1 minus the output. So this will be the delta 2. And then we can use our delta 2 to actually like update our weights in our output layer. And then we also need to do it for our delta 1, how we can actually change the weights in our input layer or like in our first hidden layer. So we're going to do the exact same thing for delta 1. So this is how much we actually want to update our weights for each of the individual layers. So here we have our delta 2. It will be the dot product of our weights in the second layer. And then we take the transpose of that, because then we're going to actually update our weights here with our delta 2. And then we also need to multiply with layer 1, and then we're multiplying with 1 minus layer 1 here. So that will be the delta. So basically what we're doing here is that we're just doing the chain rule. So we do the chain rule to actually like update our weights for each of the individual layers. So now when we have our deltas, we can basically just go in and update our weights with this delta. So then we were going to have our weights 2. We're going to have that plus equal to our learning rate. So first of all, we're going to take the learning rate. So how big of a step size are we going to do with our delta here when we're actually like updating our weights? And then we'll have our layer 1 transpose dotted with delta 2. So this is how much we want to update our weights in our layer 1, and then we're going to multiply that with our layer 2 here. So we actually need the delta 2, and yeah, we have layer 1 here, because layer 1 here would actually be the weights connecting our hidden layer to our output layer. Then we can do the exact same thing for weights 2 or weights 1. We're going to have learning rate multiplied with inputs dot transpose, and then we actually just take the dot product of that with the delta 1 here. So this is actually how we can update our steps. So first of all, we're doing a forward pass, then we're calculating our error, and then we actually just have our deltas. So how much do we want to update our weights? How are they affected by the output? We are using the chain rule for that, and we're also using the derivative of our sigma function, and then we basically use the learning rate to determine how much do we want to update our weights for each of the individual layers with our delta. So now we have basically done the backward pass. So we have the forward pass, we calculate the error, and then we do the backward pass, and then we can basically just go down here, and after we have been through all the epochs here that we want, then we can basically just return the output that we get from our neural network. So here we are just going to have return, and then we're going to return np.round, and then we take the output. So this will be the output prediction of our neural network, and then we're just going to squeeze that so we actually get out some results that we can see. So we have squeeze like this, and we end this parentheses. So then we're basically just returning our output after we have trained our neural network for a number of epochs that we pass into our neural network. So now we have created our whole neural network here. We have like around 10 lines of code in 10 lines of code in total. You can follow through here on your own as well. You can write it out. You can try to like increase the number of layers, the number of neurons in each layers, and so on. You can make this function more genetic. But basically here, we're just going to create some inputs, and then we're going to pass them through our neural network to see some results. So our input is equal to np.array, and we're just going to take two zeros, a 0 and 1, 1 and 0, and 1, 1, because we're just going to create some logical operators that we're going to train our neural network on. Then we can basically just go in and print. So first of all, here we have our OR. So we're going to print OR, and then we have our neural network. We pass in the inputs to our neural network, and then we also need to pass in the actual like OR or like targets for our all. So we have our array here, and then we basically just inside our array here we just have a 0. The second parameter here we have a 1, and then we have a 1, and then we have a 1 here. So this is our targets for neural network to learn. We pass in 10,000 epochs. We can probably go with like 5,000, and then we also have the learning rate over here to the right. So when we run this program now, we should actually like have our neural network train on the inputs here, and then it should learn the OR function at the end. So when we pass these things in here as the targets as in our inputs, it should act like output false here, and then we can actually just run the program up here and see the results in the terminal. So here we can see the OR function that we get down here at the bottom. So this is the results that we get out. And as indeed, we can see here that this is actually like our targets that we pass into our neural network. So over time, it actually like learns this OR function. So the first one here, or like the first input is a 0, then we have a 1, we have a 1, and we have a 1, which is correct. So now we can go down and do the exact same thing for the other different kind of like operators that we have. So here I'm just going to create the AND, and then we still have the same inputs, but now we need some other targets. So here we have a 0, and here we have a 0 as well. We're still going to train for 5,000 epochs and with a learning rate of 0.1. So now we can basically just run the program here again and see the results. So now we have exactly these things. We can also try to change this to a 1 here, and then we will see the results. And now we actually have the predicted output down here again. And then we can basically just do this for all the other different kind of like logical operators that we have. So we can do XOR, for example, as well. And then the target will be a 0. We have a 1, and then we have a 1 here. And we will have a 0 here for our XOR. And then we can run our program again and see the results here at the end. So this is the output from our neural network after training for 5,000 epochs. So this is really cool. We have created a neural network from scratch with NumPy and Python in only like 10 lines of code. We have done our training loop. We have our sigma activation function. We have some input targets. We have the epochs. So we just train our neural network for a number of epochs. First of all, we initialize our weights with random values. Then we do a forward pass with our sigma activation function. We calculate the error. Then we use that error to actually like backpropagate that error in our neural network. And then we can update our weights based on that error by taking the partial derivative of our loss here or of our error with respect to all the individual weights. And then we're just going to update our weights for each of our neurons, or like for each of the layers with a specific learning rate. Then we just do that for a number of epochs, and then we return the results here for our output. So this is actually really cool. We have been able to train a neural network, create a neural network from scratch in only like 10 lines of code. So thank you guys for watching this video here, and remember to hit the subscribe button and notification under the video. And also like this video here if you like the content and you want more in the future. I'm covering like everything within like neural networks, AI, and so on. I also have like tutorials about like how we can create like deep learning architectures, like how we can create neural networks from scratch, have custom data sets, load them in, and actually like train neural networks with some frameworks. We're covering like convolutional neural networks, ANNs, and so on. So I'll link to the tutorial up here, or else I'll see you next video, guys. Bye for now.